Good afternoon. Daily wrap up, July 10th, after markets here, Friday. I want to start with gold. So, this week got kind of bounced around myself, but what we saw in the market is we did have this bottoming pattern, double, triple bottom. We broke the neckline, we pulled back into the fibs, and we are coming back out of it. I think important to note, though, for me is on the 240, I'm only counting when we close above the high. So this bar, yes, the candle went all the way up to here, but we never closed above this high. So we are in a downtrend. And same with this line here, the white line up here on the chart, is we had a solid move down to the fib, reversing, came back up, but never, we had a tail here, tail here, tail here, never closed above this line. So certainly watching to see if we break through the downtrend here, the retraced downtrend in the 240 on the 4 hour by breaking through this high and closing next week. That will be of major interest to me. On the hourly, that retractive pull back up was an uptrend, as tell here, and then we've kind of been doing this weird pattern here. It looks very retractive to me. We had this really big buying wick here, and then this huge engulfing bull, and then we came back down and popped up here. If it wasn't Friday, I might even look to kind of be taking a long up here, but it's Friday, and frankly, I kind of want to wait us to see us break this line up here, come out of it, pull back, and then to be looking for long. So on the 15, I did draw this megaphone here that we broke out of at the last, if you don't count that wick, the last whatever that is, 15 minutes of the trading day. But again, nothing to go chase or do, but really going to be watching, do we break and close above this last high on the 240, which would also break this downtrend line, which is very significant, going back a few months on the 240. So interesting stuff going on in gold. On the pound yen, we did hit the top of this rising wedge, and we did have a major reversal candle pattern here. I have a separate video. I lost money shorting in this red bar, which, lots of mistakes made on an executional basis. But leaving that aside, I am seeing the structure that is making me want to look for opportunities to short. So on the 240, we have not broken below this last major low yet, even though we are showing kind of a corrective retracement downtrend on the 60. I'm sure that'll show up cleaner. So have not changed the character yet on the 240. Definitely going to want to see that and pull back. Maybe we come into here and we come back up, form head and shoulders. Maybe we rip up to a double top. Maybe we break through. Maybe we go all the way higher. I don't know. Going to wait for a cleaner setup on this. And see on that 60-minute, you can see it's a nice clean downtrend though. We had to break a structure, all that. But this is that same line on the 240. So you're not quite clearing out the change of character I'd like to see on the 240 to want to go long again, especially given that I have the loss from this week. All right, let's move into oil. So oil clearly on a downtrend on the daily here. There's no arguing it. Oops, sorry, boom, 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 right? Have not broken above this last high. On the 240, however, though, we have had a change of structure, and we have then retraced back up, change of structure to the bullish side, and we've now come back down, and we are at the prior high before the change of structure occurred on. And so interested to see what happens here. We could form a basing pattern here and continue to go. We could pull back further. We could go to new lows. I don't know. The daily is in a downtrend, but we are seeing the 240 showing signs of an uptrend now. And so going to treat this move as retractive. If we get something that is clean around this zone here, I'm watching. If not, I think I have the fibs. Do I have the fibs on this one? I do not. If not, I'll be looking to see if we go a little lower down into this zone here, down into this zone of high volume area here. But waiting to see for a reversal pattern. But I am looking long, given that major change of structure we had on the 240 timeline. So watching that next week. Going into Bitcoin, We have not, on the daily, we are still in a downtrend. And on the 240, we were going higher highs, but we're actually kind of milling sideways. So it was hard to see on here, but we did have this double bottom pattern. We did break out. We did return the neckline, and we're coming back up. What I don't know is this a double top now that we never could really break above? Or are we going to reverse and continue the course of the downtrend that the 240 has been in, given that we haven't been able to clear and close above either of these, however you want to mark it, prior highs there. I'm sorry, that's on the daily, but still, I don't know. And I guess here you could argue that we never closed below that, so we have now been higher high, higher low, but we never even really closed above this bar. It's probably really hard to see in this video. I know the wicks never really show up, but the body is here and the wick is here. So we've we've barely closed. Like if I put it to the body there, we're here, kind of flat. Um, so I think I don't think Bitcoin really knows what it wants to do on the 240. So I'm not going to chase anything. And same on the 60-minute. So we do have an uptrend here, but then we did change the character and go back down. Then we did change the character and come back up. So not chasing anything on Bitcoin. And then let's end with the euro. So the euro actually is a little exciting to me. I know I've been saying this for a couple of weeks here, but still treating this as a very corrective pattern and still looking bullish. We have a downtrend here on the daily, and hopefully these are showing up, but we have some pretty big selling wicks, right? These last four. And when I zoom into that on the 240, it looks to be what I'm going to consider a double top until something proves me wrong. But we really have this top here, and what I'm drawing is this neckline. And should we break this neckline, uh, I'll be looking to short because we will have then be back in line with the trend of the daily, and this can be considered retractive pullback, kind of a flag wedge pattern. Very congestive, not very impulsive. We have this huge impulsive move down. We have this, and so we'll see how that works out. So that's really what I'm waiting for next week is a break out of this sideways trend, but I'm a little biased to the downside and will definitely be looking to short should we break and close below this one here. And then on my video I did on the loss I took in the pound yen, I lied and said I had 3 losses this week. I didn't mean to, but I said that. I really had 4 because I lost on the S&P 500 and a little frustrating as well. So I mentioned yesterday I am seeing buying pressure coming in, even though we've been in this giant coil for a while here. What I'm now seeing, especially today, is we broke out of the coil. We on the daily here we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we have closed above this last higher high. So we are, even if you want to count it from here, higher high, higher low, higher high, we have broke structure on the uptrend here, and we've closed above on the daily. On the 240, you can see that we've done that as well. And what really started getting my attention this week was earlier in the week, we had these two major, this was during the New York session, major buy candles here. I hope these show up on the video, but just huge buying wicks, huge. And this was 6:45, and this was 7:30 a.m. Pacific. So just market open, and just screaming like the buyers are not messing around anymore. And so what I spent the kind of time doing was waiting for this pullback here. I drew this little, whatever you want to call it, pennant flag. And then right about here is where I took my L. But this one is, I'm not even mad at myself. I kind of stand by this trade. I think this was a freak accident. But so I saw this triple bottom, and then we returned to it. I can't remember. I'm on the 15 here. Yeah, boom. And I remember seeing it right in here, and I remember buying. And then I was so happy because boom, we went up, we were going. I think I actually rolled over and went back to bed, to be totally honest. And things were going my way. And I think that off of this major buy area, I did highlight these gray zones as sort of the zones to want to buy in. But we had been milling, formed a triple bottom here, broke the neckline, came out of it, came back down into it, and then that's where I got long and we pulled back up. So my stop was below this candle here. This is a trade I would take again, right? We even popped way up here. I was not awake to like catch this move, but great play there. Let's see if that was a right. So prior high, past this prior high. I guess maybe that would have been the lesson is to close out, but didn't. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if you guys can see it on the video, but this is an insane candle. I mean, wiping out the previous whatever that is, 40, 50, whatever candles, just goosh, and took my stop out. Interestingly, pulled into the zone I originally identified, but I don't even know that I would have known what to do with this if I was live watching it. This happened so fast and so angrily. You can see it on the 5 minute as well, and I don't even know. I guess just for fun, we can go down to the 1 minute and see how it happened. I mean, it happened in minutes is the point. So this wasn't like I don't want to sit here and say I would have went long just because it went to that original zone um, had I'd seen it. But I got stopped out, never closed right here, stopped out or up here, stopped out, and then of course it just pushes on. So sadly, had this one weird freak candle not knocked me out, I would be up, 3R on this trade, but I'm not. So this one, I don't know, chalk it up to weirdness. I looked, the Fed notes did come out, but those came out at 5:30 my time, so those came out more in this candle where I got in. Um, After it settled, I don't know what caused this. I tried to use AI, it doesn't know, it just gives me some random crap. So, point is, going into next week though, I think of real interest is this could be considered a double bottom and a neckline, whatever. We have broken above these highs here. So watching to see, don't want to be a buyer yet, want to see a retracement, but I'm definitely going to be looking to long as we have created a bullish structure on the 240, and we have certainly closed above highs, recent highs on the 240 and 60, and even on the daily. We huge buy can't lower low or lower low, sorry, low, higher low, came up here, came down, huge buy pressure, and then we came out and closed. Although we have not closed above these, so that's actually, as I look at this a little more zoomed in, quite interesting. We did form the structure here, but we have not um, closed above here, and I think we do have a lot of resistance. In fact, let me just throw my handy dandy little volume. Let's see what it is here. Boom, but if let's go back to just, come on now. Huh, well, point control's there, but yeah, I think this node here will be interested to watch if they push back down to go into the retracement area. I don't know. So all in all, man, got beat up this week. Still don't feel like my analysis to execution is clicking. I don't know if anyone else struggles with this. I'm trying to make these videos just as real as I can to help anyone else out there. But yeah, I'll do a more weekly outlook later, but this is my analysis for now. So see you later.